wide open behind these four walls, hoping you come. It's just a cruel existence, like it's no point hoping at all.
750 TSN 690. It's Weekend Game Plan with Matthew Ross. We're here until 9 o'clock. Habs Breakfast coming up next with Tony Marinaro and Jay Farrar joining us live here on the show. Dave Trentadue on the board. Time to talk some amateur sports.
Weekend Game Plan gets out into the community with Suburban Newspaper's sports editor Mark Lidbetter and the Amateur Sports Report.
Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Very good, Matthew. Looking forward. I think we've turned the corner for spring because I noticed all the cities have their notices up for soccer registration for summer.
Ah, see, that's what you get when you have a veteran on the program. He gives you the insight on the little tidbits. Hey, Mark, let's start off with some hockey here. What's going on with the Team Quebec for the girls?
Listen, this was really fantastic. The Team Quebec girls Pee-wee squad made the history book of the big Quebec International Pee-wee tournament. They became the first female team to make to a championship game. Now, mind you, they lost 4-0 in the International B Division to HK Parati of Latvia, but they still enjoyed a major victory for women's hockey. This was a group that was put together by Caroline Willette, Catherine Ward, Kim St. Pierre, Valerie Bois, Mary Philippe Poulin, and Camille Dumais. So, I mean, with that behind there leading the girls, you know they were headed for something good. And they were selected from all the regions of the province. I mean, locally you had a trio of players from Lac St. Louis led by Captain Noémie Rivet, who was the only returning player to the squad. You also had Samantha Morello and Sydney Ullman, while Hockey Montreal was represented by Zoe Shaw. Now, this group, they opened with a loss to the Beauport Harfangs, but they rallied to take 3 tight victories to advance to the finals. Now, here they beat the Northwest Calgary Junior Flames 3-0. They took a 1-0 decision over College Français in overtime. And then they dispatched the Boston Junior Bruins 4-3 in a shutout. Now, what makes this really amazing is, unlike most of the teams that were there, they've been together all year, this group only had 3 practices as a unit before they headed into the tournament. So there's no doubt that they want more, and Team Quebec will be back for the 2018 edition of the Classic event.
Very cool. Over on the boys' side, what's happening in LaSalle?
Well, last Sunday, a group of 25 Syrian children got their first introduction to hockey, and this was courtesy of a Pee-wee A team in LaSalle, the Jaguars. The event was organized by Angelo Falbo and Mike Bertoldi, who were the team manager and assistant coach, and also along with the Canadian Alliance for Syrian Aid. Their team went on the ice at Hayward Park with the young Syrians, and the kids were teaching them how to skate and giving them a crash course in the rules of Canada's favorite sport. Now, there was also a fundraising page that was set up, and it brought in $3,500 to help transport the group to the rink. It provided food, drinks, cotton candy. They even had a cabana souk set up, and there was equipment that was made available to the kids through the Montreal Canadiens Bleu Blanc Rouge Foundation. So, I mean, just some real good civic pride for LaSalle from that TV team doing that.
Mark Lidbetter joining us here from the Suburban, talking some amateur sports here on Weekend Game Plan. Up next on the program, we'll have our Habs Breakfast. Tony Marinaro and Jay Farrar joining us. Elsewhere on the amateur scene, Mark, I always like it when student-athletes get some support here. Nice story here.
Yeah, the Palais National, which is, it's a very famous organization here in Montreal, long-time organization. This was their 3rd edition of the Palais National Foundation bursary program, which they run in Quebec in collaboration with the Quebec Foundation for Athletic Excellence. And during the event, 20 student-athletes shared a total of $30,000 for academic excellence, academic and athletic success, support, and leadership and perseverance. So that means each one got $1,500. But among the recipients, there were several local athletes. You had Anjou's Megan Duchesne-Chalifou, who's a 14-year-old hockey player. You also had 14-year-old Arnaud Conan, a basketball player from over in St. Hubert. You had diver Laurent Gosselin-Paradis, who's 15 years old, out from Ile-Bizard. And then Côte-de-Neige NDG's Lino Solomon, who's only 13, is a water polo player. And LaSalle's Jaden Weeks, who at 12 years of age was given his bursary for tennis. So just a good program, and even at that young age, it helps them focus on their education and getting better at their sport.
And then finally, Jeux de Quebec underway.
Yeah, I want to give a shout-out to the teams headed out to the 52nd edition of the Jeux de Quebec, which is underway in Alma. You've got Lac St. Louis, you've got Laval and Montreal looking to make podium. But more importantly, to enjoy the competition, the camaraderie, and the events that are planned for the athletes. Because this is for an entry-level event for these athletes. It's the first time they'll get to sort of do representation, this time being at the regional level. And along with the traditional winter sports that'll be there, they've got non-traditional ones, including gymnastics. There's several martial art disciplines. And Matthew, get your game on because they've even got table tennis.
That's what I'm talking about. I just wiped the floor with Dave Trentadue before we every show Saturday, Sunday morning we play. And Dave, what is the games at the last few games?
Oh, it's pretty close. I think it's like 5. No, it's 11-1 for Matthew Ross.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, Mark, you got to next time we have a gold medalist in ping pong, we got to invite one in studio so I can play one. But
well, I'll be tracking the games to see how the local athletes do. You never know. Maybe we'll end up with a medalist from one of the regions that's nearby, and we'll get them in to challenge you.
Yeah, Facebook Live, right, Dave?
Right.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Mark can always be reached sports@thesuburban.com. Check out the website as well for the latest on the amateur sports scene. Mark, thank you as always, and Lid Lines if you want to follow him on Twitter. Thanks so much.
Have a great week, guys.